So what are some iconic settings in thriller films and why do you find them so iconic?
I think the film Seven is quite iconic for its settings because it starts off where they're in a desert, and the desert's very mysterious because there's not much there, so you can't get an inkling of what's going to happen. Um, it adds to the suspense of the movie because you don't know what's going to happen, so anything could happen. Especially with the detectives Summers and Mills, where they can do what they want and not pay the consequence for it, which makes you very anxious of what they could do or what they're going to do.
So what do you think is a typical setting in a thriller film?
I would normally expect somewhere quite empty, where there's not a lot of human activity, somewhere that's got a lot of emotion behind it. So, for example, an abandoned wood or a house or something along those lines, and I would normally expect it to look run down and actually look quite battered and emotional.
So what are some iconic settings in thriller films for you and why?
In the film Rear Window, the apartment in there, it's an old film, I know, but it's brilliant due to the place. It's really good to build up and break the tension, and it's just a really worrying and eerie place to be.
So when the protagonist isn't in the action, what sort of setting do you expect him to be in a thriller film?
Well, generally, I would tend to think the protagonist to be perhaps in a homely setting, maybe with the family, as shown in the thriller film Seven with Detective Mills.
So what are some settings you find very iconic in thriller films?
I really like the opening in Casino Royale because it's set in Madagascar. I find this a brilliant setting because it puts James Bond out of his comfort zone in a foreign country. So watching it, I'm wondering how he will adapt and cope with this unfamiliar situation.